So welcome back to Ego, the skill provider. In the previous session, I believe we learned something called progressive verb, like where exactly you can use V1 plus ing form. But today I'm going to tell you something about non-progressive verb in spoken English. Very interesting things. Non-progressive verb. Okay. We are going to learn something called non-progressive verb. So whenever I say non-progressive verb, that means you cannot add ing form with the verb. That's very interesting. Okay. So what exactly we understand? That whenever we say non-progressive verb, I mean to say that we simply cannot use ing form. We cannot use with the verb. Okay. So whenever I say non-progressive verb, so what exactly I mean? I mean to say that we cannot use ing form with the verb. Impossible. You cannot use it. So that is called non-progressive verb. So what are non-progressive verb? How they you are going to identify them? That's more important. ଆପଣ ମାନେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ଇଂଲିଶ କହିବା ପାଇଁ you are using a lot of verbs, but there are certain verbs you cannot use with ing form. That's very important. Suppose, let me give an example. I am teaching. Here you can say teach and teaching. Okay, so teach is a progressive verb. It's a progressive verb. That means you can use ing form. You can say I'm teaching, you are listening, I'm writing. So everything's whenever you are trying to add ing form, that is something called a progressive verb. But let me give another example. I can see it, or you can say I see it. You cannot say I am seeing it. Here seeing is not possible. This is the introduction part. Don't worry. Let me first try everything. I can see it. Here you can use I can see it, I can teach, all the things. But can you use with C with ing? C plus ing, it's not possible. Okay. So C plus ing is not possible, and we call C as a non-progressive verb. Okay. So by default, whenever you are trying to express some sentences in the progressive form, whatever you are doing right now means simple. It can be present progressive or past progressive. You are telling, I am teaching, I was teaching. Present perfect progressive, I have been teaching, I had been teaching. So in this two situation, whether it is present progressive or past progressive, two situations are there, or it is present perfect continuous or past perfect continuous, you are supposed to use ing form. Whatever I'm doing right now, what exactly I'm doing? I'm teaching, I'm standing, you are listening to me, listening, standing. So these are called non progressive verb means you can, as for English speaking speaker, they can use, they can add ing form. But very sadly, or fortunately, unfortunately, we don't know. Okay, there are certain verbs like, see, I have given an example here. This is a non-progressive verb. That means you cannot use ing form with this. If you say I am seeing it, that means it has a different meaning altogether. I'm going to tell you, don't worry. So ଆପଣ କଣ ବୁଝିଲେ? Let me tell you a little bit in Oriya. Like we are going to learn something called non-progressive verb. Non-progressive verb ମାନେ କଣ? ଯେଉଁ verb ରେ ଆପଣ ing form use କରିପାରିବେ ନାହିଁ. Now the question arises, where exactly you can identify. So before you can identify what is a progressive verb or a non-progressive verb, you are supposed to find out the definition. What is a verb? If I'll ask you, what is a verb? Suppose, I can ask you a simple question to guys, can you tell me what is a verb? How exactly you are going to identify? Suppose I'm going to, you are trying to explain me. I don't know about verb. ମାନେ ମୁଁ verb ବାଲେ କିଛି ଜାଣିନି. ତ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ any of you, I'm going to ask a very simple question. Could you please tell me something about verb? Verb ମାନେ କଣ? How exactly you are going to explain me? Yeah? Tell me. Suppose I say, what is a verb? So how you are going to identify? What exactly you want to tell me? Yes?
Action word, sir.
Okay. It's action word. It's an action word. Okay, which is wrong. Then you say, what, sir? You are telling action word is a wrong sentence. Yes. Action word is a part of definition. It is not the heart of definition. It's not the complete definition. Verb is an action word. That's a part of definition. Try to understand. We are learning non-progressive verb. It's very, very important. Absolutely crucial for you guys. Please try to understand. Whenever I say what is a verb, and 99% people will say it's an action word. Right? Yes, you are right. But it is not the total definition. It's a part of the definition. It's a definition of a part. It is not the heart of it. It is not the complete definition. So whenever you say action word, I can give you, suppose 1 mark is there. I want to give you half. That's all. Then you might be surprised. Sir, how exactly? Let me tell you. Before I can understand, before I can make you understand, what is the difference between hear versus listen? Try to understand. This is a very important, my dear friends. ये जो concept ମୁଁ ଆଜି ଦଉଛି, let me tell you a little bit in Oriya because a lot of new people have joined with me. ये जो concept ଦଉଛି, that is very, very crucial for your spoken English. And I'm sure to speak is error-free, fluently, confidently, naturally. You are supposed to know what is non-progressive verbs and how exactly they have been used in sentences, and how to identify them and how to use them. All the aspect we are going to learn. So what exactly I want to tell you? How do you say it's the action word? I can give you only half mark, and the half mark, it's not a complete definition. Already it's not I request everybody please mute it here. So here and listen. So this, sir, could you please mute it, or I am going to, yeah. So hear and listen. What is the exact difference? I can hear something, I can listen. So do you know the difference between hear and listen? Anybody can tell me? Suppose, what is the exact definition? देखो ओडिया रे जदि आमे कहिबा, why I always say just keep Oriya in the back burner, because if you are trying to learn Oriya, you cannot speak English. So that's why देखो ओडिया रे hear माने listen माने सुनिबा, right? So, but exactly not. They are not exactly equal. I mean, in their position, their understanding, their uses, they're completely different. So, ko jagara difference asuchi. Let me tell you, my friends. Suppose whenever you say here, that means suppose I'm standing right now before you. I'm standing here right now. A lot of, my office is close to a road. So obviously a lot of vehicles are going. So there will be sound. The whenever I receive sound without any effort, that is called hear. I am not trying to, I mean, ମୁଁ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହିବାକୁ ଗଲେ ମୁଁ କିଛି ଏଫର୍ଟ ଦଉନି. ସପୋଜ ଗୋଟେ ଗାଡିଟେ ଯାଉଛି, ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ଭାବନ୍ତୁ, ଲେଟ୍ ମି କ୍ରିଏଟ୍ ଏ ସିଚୁଏସନ ବିଫୋର ୟୁ. Let me create a situation before you. I am teaching you something, right? So say ରାସ୍ତାରେ ଗୋଟେ ଗାଡିଟେ ଯାଉଛି, a vehicle is moving through or is going on a road. So obviously whenever he is trying to put the horn, he is trying to blow the horn, ତ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ଟା ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ କାନରେ ପଡୁଛି ଆମର, ବଟ୍ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ଶୁଣିବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉନଥିଲି. So here is something called receive sound. Automatically, no effort, no effort. I am not giving any effort. Whenever I say here, look, we are trying to learn non-progressive verb. A concept bujile, you are going to learn something called what is non-progressive verb and how to identify it. Okay, what's very important, my friends, receive means sound. Here, you are trying to receive sound. You are trying to receive sound. Okay, so you are not doing anything. You are standing. But whenever you say listen, look, I am putting, some effort. If I can't hear you anything, okay, could you please be louder? Please turn off your voice. What exactly I'm going to do? I'm trying. I'm putting effort. One is effortless. Other is called effort. ଆପଣ ଏଥିରେ କିଛି effort. I request everybody, please mute it. I request everybody, please. So this is something called here. Here means you are not giving any effort. Suppose ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟିଆ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦଉଛି so that it will be more clear. ଦେଖ ଆପଣ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଲାଇକ୍ ଡ୍ରଇଂ ରୁମରେ ବସିଛନ୍ତି and ସାଇଡ୍ ରେ ଗୋଟେ ବାହାଘର ରୋଷଣୀ କରିକି ଯାଉଛି, ଲାଇକ୍ ମ୍ୟାରେଜ ପ୍ରୋସେସନ ଇଜ ଗୋଇଂ. ସୋ ସେଇଥିରେ ଅନେକ ଗୁଡେ ଲାଇକ୍ ଫାୟାର କ୍ରାକର, ମାନେ ଯୋଉଟା ବାଣ ଆମେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେଟା ଫୁଟୁଛି. ଆପଣ କଣ ଶୁଣୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟାକୁ? ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ କମିଂ ଅଟୋମେଟିକାଲି. ୟୁ ହାଭ୍ ନୋ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ, but it coming automatically. You are trying to receive it, so that is called here. I can hear a lot of sound outside. It's coming very automatically. But whenever you say listen, you are trying to put effort. Suppose what exactly? You are not hearing me, you are listening to me. Everybody who are before me right now, you are trying to listening to me. You guys are listening because you are putting effort. You are trying to give importance. You are paying attention. No attention. No effort. Right now, let me differentiate between, something called non-progressive verb and progressive verb. That means there are certain verbs that we call it stative verb, or that is just like a state. You are not putting an effort. Look, ame kuch action word. Whenever the action is there, look, I am writing, I am doing some action, my hands are running here and there. I am dancing, so I am dancing means my hands are shaking off. You are listening to me, you are putting maximum effort. All your senses off when you are trying to listen to me. You are trying to cooking, right? You are doing a lot of you're chopping vegetables, you are putting all the things you are doing. Okay, you are trying to beat somebody, you are putting, no, this is action, some action is happening. So whenever your body moves or parts of your body moves, that is called action. Action means progressive verb, and it is a state. Suppose I say, suppose there is a girl going, I say I love you. So whenever I say I love you, so love is itself is a state, it's a mental condition. No action is there. Whenever I like, whenever I see a sweet, I say, oh, I like it. So it's a mental state. So there are kind of things. One is called physical, other is called mental. For all the mental things, non-progressive verb. Physical things, progressive verb. Check out any things you can easily identify. Suppose you say, like you suppose mu apanu कहले आपण बुझी पारले yes sir I understand I am understanding is wrong because understand you are trying to put the perception. It's just like you are not no effort is you are putting, you are just trying to listen something, you are trying to analyze here, so that is called understand. So feel, no action is there. Upon manakar like you are going outside, upon देखिए बहुत धूप अच्छी like it's there is heavy heat outside, heavy heat wave, so you're trying to feel it. So whenever you're trying to feel it, it's a perception, it happens over here. ଆପଣ pain suppose ଆପଣଙ୍କର କିଛି ମାନେ କଷ୍ଟ ହେଲା କୋଠେ ଜାଗାରେ like you feel pain. So feel pain is just like a mental things than a physical things. But whenever you cry, that becomes a physical things because you are trying to open up your mouth, you are trying to put your jaw, you are trying to do a lot of action. So that is called physical things involved. So that is called progressive verb. So non-progressive verb means it is completely a mental state, completely mental state. So remember, there are certain things called mental state or call it static verbs. They are called stative verbs. You can say stative verbs or you can say stative. Stative means it is just like a state of mind. It is a state of mind, that's all. So this is all about between non-progressive verb and this is a progressive verb. Progressive verb means there is some action involved. You walk, you are trying to put some physical exercise, that is called walking. You can say I'm walking. You run, physical exercise, you say I'm running, you can say, right? So suppose mu apanko like apanko body re kichi borof khond ani ki like a piece of ice I am trying to or buck fry I'm putting it, you feel. So what is feel? So feel is a sense of non progressive verb. ଆମେ କିନ୍ତୁ ବହୁତ ଜାଗାରେ କହୁଛେ I am feeling, that's a wrong statement. You say I am feeling cold or I feel cold because it's not physical exercise, it's a sense. There's so many verbs are there. Suppose गोटे आपण गोटे गोलाप गार्डन साइड रे जाउछंती like that, you smell something, ame कहूचे I'm smelling, no, smell, that's all. I smell the fragrance of the flower lotus. So smell is a non-progressive verb. Why? Because it gives a state of mind, stative verbs. It all about happens in the state. Whenever you are trying to, like, sense here itself. So that is called a stative verb or non-progressive verb. Whether it is written communication or spoken English. Whenever you are trying to speak English, specifically you are discussing unspoken English, you are supposed to use a lot of verbs. But some verbs are progressive in nature, that means you can use ing form. And some verbs are non-progressive or stative in nature. That means you cannot and you must not put ing there. And that's very important. And our topic is today non-progressive verb, how to identify and how many verbs are there, how exactly you are going to use them. Now the introduction part is clear to everybody? Is clear?
Sir, clear.
Sudesh sir, Sisira sir, Prakash sir, Muktikant
Yes.
sir, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Chinmay sir,
Yes, sir.
clear? So this is something called non-progressive verb. So remember, let me put it once more. Whenever I say non-progressive verb, you are not supposed to add ing form because it doesn't have an ing form. Whenever you say, I am hearing, wrong. I am smelling, wrong. Yes, it's wrong. You say, I have a car. I am having a car, wrong. So why it is wrong? Let me come to the second part. Because whenever you are trying to find it out, it is very important. It is very important that you are supposed to use non-progressive verb. तो आमे किछि किछि जगह नॉन प्रोग्रेसिव वर्ब व्यवहार करूछंती पर डे टू डे लाइफ unknowingly or knowingly. Maybe upon unknowingly व्यवहार करूछन, but today onwards I'm sure you can use it knowingly because ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଛି in a sentence can survive with a verb, that's all. ଆମେ ପଢୁଥିଲେ imperative sentence, stand up, go there, get out, kneel down, come here, all the things, everything comes with a verb. You can simply omit something called the subject. There should not be any object, there should not be any complement, nothing, but with a simple verb you can make a sentence. If I say come, you understand. Suppose ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ଜାଗାରେ ଛିଡା ହେଇଛନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ କହିବି come, ଆପଣ ବୁଝିପାରିଲେ ମତେ ଆସିବା ପାଇଁ କୁହାଗଲା. I did not use any other words except a verb called I say get out. You understand that I am no longer required in this place and the person is telling just to leave this place. I say stand up. That means over. The person is instructing me or is commanding me to stand up. That's all. Sit down. It's a verb. So verb is very important, my friends. You cannot simply ignore the importance of a verb in a sentence. Without verb, a sentence cannot withstand. It is the nerve center. It's the nerve center. Upon the kuchane border nerve center is there everywhere. Okay. And without nerve center, now any nucleus or our body can survive. It is just like, we can say the primary point, the focal point. Exactly. Verb is very important. Verb is very, very important in a sentence. Without verb, a sentence cannot survive. You cannot form a sentence. You cannot simply form a sentence without a verb. So knowing the importance of verb, sethipai mu dekhantu verb upare bahut focus karuchi. First, I already inform you where exactly you can use ing form. But today, I'm going to tell you the opposite things, the reverse things, right? What are the things where you cannot use ing form? We cannot use ing form with a verb. So this is all about the definition part. Some verbs, they can ing form, they take ing form, and some verbs, they don't take ing form. Okay. So these are something called hear and listen. I have given an example where hear means it is just like a state of mind. You don't require any physical exercise. But listen, you put a lot of interest. Your interest is there. You are not hearing, you are listening to me because you are putting effort. Some degree of physical, what exactly Sir is telling. Okay, like all the things, you are putting effort. Okay, so this is all about something called non-progressive verb. Let's take lesson a little bit forward. Okay. Now you can take a screenshot if you wish. So right now, let me tell you where exactly you can use something called what are change verb. Okay. So what are non-progressive verb? Try to understand what are non-progressive verb. The first one, categorize. We are trying to categorize it. The first one is called number one. Something called sense verb. Non-progressive verb. I'm going to tell you something for category. Where exactly? That's very important also. You can easily remember. I'll share some tips. Okay. Something called sense verb. There are 5 senses in our body. We call 5 sense organ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 sense organ. ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଟା ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ପଞ୍ଚେନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟ। 5ଟା ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟ ଅଛି। So 5ଟା ଇନ୍ଦ୍ରିୟ ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ verb ବ୍ୟବହାର କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଥିରେ ing form ଲଗେଇବେ ନାହିଁ। So let me give you one example. Something called hear. And you say, sir, listen ta kon karunati. I'll tell you. I've already given the example. Try to, first let me try to what are sense verb. One is called hear. Okay. And something called see. The third one is called feel. Okay. The fourth one is called smell. The taste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The next one, you can use just like your ear, or you can say another sound. So up to this is something called an extra things, but these 5 are very important. Here is there. See, I feel. This is I'm feeling. I feel cold. Smell, taste with your bird. Okay, and sound. So these are the basically five, and one more addition is there because sometimes it sounds good. It sounds good like that. Okay. So let me tell you, this is an American word, and it can be ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିବେ spoken English. I'm going to tell you. Okay. Right now, try to understand here. See, feel, smell, and taste. These are the five such things. Five sense and five organs, five verbs there. Five verbs are there. Don't use ing form. You can say, I hear, I can hear you. I'm going to tell you, guys, can you hear me? Yes, sir. I can hear you. That's all. You cannot say, I am hearing, which is completely wrong. If you say, you can use with can. That's why very important. Can is a model you can use because you are trying to express your ability. If somebody is telling, hey, can you hear me? Ah, sir, I can hear you. Over. You can use with a model, but you cannot say, I am hearing. Which is completely a wrong statement. Grammatically, it goes perfectly toss off. So you cannot use I'm here. Remember, here is something called you cannot use. Yes, you can use it like that in place of hearing. Suppose upon great question upon manakar question, let me clear that. Upon go sir progressive re mu ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିପାରିବି କି? Yes, this is a progressive. I can hear you. If I'll ask you, Prakash sir, can you hear me? Sudesh sir, can you hear me? Yes, sir, I can hear you. This is a progressive statement. But you cannot use ing form. If you want to ing form, then you can use I am listening to you. That's all. If you want to ing form, then you can use listen. But here itself shows that it is in progress. এটা progression को बुझाଉଛି but ଆପଣ ing form use କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି. If right now, what exactly? Yes, sir, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. That's a standard procedure. That means you are listening to me. I can hear it's exactly same meaning. I can hear you right now. I am listening to you. Both are correct. But what is more important, my friends? You can use hear. Hearing is completely wrong. You cannot use hearing. Exactly. I can see something. I can see. Exactly. With a model you can use. I can see. But I am seeing is wrong. But what is the meaning? Suppose, let me give very, very important lesson, my dear friends, because upon whenever you're going for a practice session, whenever you're going for practice, hear, see, feel, smell, taste, and sound is something called daily vocab. You can hear some things, see, feel, smell, taste. These are called daily vocabs. Every day you are using these words. So you are supposed to know what is the exact meaning. So this part is clear to everybody. I am going for the second one. This is clear. And is it clear to you or have any doubt? Ask me. Clear?
Clear.
Okay. The next one, let me tell you something called I can see something outside. Remember? So you say, sir, whenever I see, effort is required. No effort is required. You say, how? Let me tell you. Suppose I'm a blind guy. I'm a blind guy. Or I close my eye right now. Believe me, I close my eye. I can't see anything. But once I open up my eye, automatically I can see a lot of people before me. So I'm not putting any effort. What exactly I'm doing? I am trying to open up my eyelid. That's I can see opening. Open is a verb, progressive verb. But what about the action part? देखो तो मैं आँखें बंद कर ली और आई एम ए ब्लाइंड पर्सन ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଅନ୍ଧ ଲୋକ, ମୁଁ କିଛି ଦେଖି ପାଉନି, I can't see anything. But whenever I open up my eyelid, I can see anything and everything. So I'm not putting effort for or to see something, but I'm putting effort to open my eyelid. So opening is a progressive verb, but see is a non-progressive verb. I can see something outside. Suppose somebody is passing like that. You can say, guys, I can see something outside. Just check it out. Who is there? I can see something outside. But right now the question is that you want to say, sir, I want to use the progressive equivalent. You can say, I am looking at something. So see, যদি ଆପଣ ୟୁଜ କରିବେ non progressive ଭାବରେ, then see if you are trying to look, something called look means look, I am putting effort. I already. Another watch, also watch. I'm watching. You can watch. Let me give you. See, when you open your eye, exactly some, your images come before me automatically. I'm not doing anything. So that is something called I can see. I can see you all, guys. But whenever I say I am looking, I am putting effort. Who is this? Who is okay? Prakash sir, Sudesh sir, Tisri sir, Itisri ma'am, Muktikan sir, Devjani ma'am, like that. Because I am putting pressure, I am putting effort on my eye. So that is called look. And I am right now moving like this. So I can say you are watching me. Or whenever you are dancing right now, I'm watching you. Because it is used for moving object. Watch is used for moving object. So whenever, like you are just trying to, upon ଗୋଟେ cricket game ଦେଖୁଛନ୍ତି. So the players are moving from one end to another. There is a bowler, he's going for he's bowling, and other people are also going here and there to collect the ball. So you are watching the cricket match. You are watching television because pictures are moving inside. The hero is moving. The villain is running behind him. So all the things happens. So this is something called watching. What exactly you are doing? You are watching me because I am moving from one point to another. You are watching me. You are not looking at me. You are not looking at me. You are watching me because I'm not. Look, now you are watching me because I'm standing in one place. If I'll say what exactly you are doing, you say I'm looking at you, sir, because a look means I'm stationary. I'm standing in one place. I'm not moving. I'm not dynamic. I'm static. The moment I move and you are trying to watch me, then you can say, sir, I'm watching you. Sir, I'm watching you because I'm moving. So for moving object, you are supposed to use watch. For stationary object, and you are putting effort. Suppose there is some problems here. The doctor is looking at it. He's trying to look. Suppose you are trying to, suppose, you put me a message. Whenever you put me a message, I am looking at your message because I am putting effort on it. What exactly you have written there? But see means, look, I'm not doing, just I close my eye and open it and I find people are there. I can see. I'm not, look, exactly, I'm not looking here and there. So this is the difference between see, look, and watch. Very important verbs, and both are progressive. This is non-progressive. If you want to in progressive form, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. But don't use see. I can see, I'm seeing you. Wrong. But the problem is that ଆପଣ କହିଲେ sir ମୁଁ କହିବି ଯେ I am seeing you, ତା meaning ଟା କ'ଣ ହବ? Very interesting, very important. Please try to understand, this is for everything. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଲି I am seeing you ହବନି. This is a wrong statement because see is a verb plus ing which is not acceptable. I have already informed you, this is a non-progressive verb. But it has a meaning of its own. We can say Devanand, Malavika, they are seeing each other. That means they are in love. So whenever I say I am seeing you, that means I am in love with you. They are seeing each other. They are in love with each other. So this is a Bollywood term, Hollywood term. Check out the cinema page. You can find this one. So here, and the meaning is entirely different. Whenever you fall in love with somebody, you can say we are seeing each other. That means we are in love. This means we are in love. Look, this meaning is completely different. And that is why I call English is a crazy language. If you enjoy the craziness, you can simply enjoy the language. But ଯେହେତୁ କେତେ ଗୁଡେ exception ଆସିବ, ମୁଁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ exception ଟା one by one ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଦଉଛି. I am seeing you, ତ ଏଇଟା ଯିଏ ଦେଖିବ ସେଟା କହିବେ completely wrong ବୋଲି. But in American English, ଆମେ ଦିଟା English ପଢୁଛେ, one is called British English, other is called American English. In British English, I am seeing is wrong. But in British English wrong, but in American English, because Hollywood is a part of American culture. Whenever I say like let me take Tom Cruise and there is another heroine, they are seeing each other. That means they are in love with each other. That's all. So that is an American English. We are seeing each other. We are in love. So this is a Bollywood term, Hollywood term. You can call anybody. Even in our life also this happens. But this is very private. We are seeing each other these days. That means we are in love with each other. So this meaning and this meaning is entirely different. And this is called American English. This is not British English. In British English, this is wrong. American English, this is correct. And the meaning is entirely different. We are in love with each other. And this is the craziness of English. ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଇଂଲିଶ ପଢିବେ ଇଂଲିଶ ଭଲ କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ଏଇ ଏକ୍ସେପସନ ଟା ମନେ ରଖନ୍ତୁ and just enjoy it, please just enjoy it like the way I'm going to teach you now. This is clear to everybody? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next one I would like to inform you something called feel. Okay, look, the feel when it happens, suppose it's my, I'm touching it. This is an iron rod, but it's completely hot. Oh my God, like that. We are doing it. So your sense box is also touch. So feel, you can say, I feel cold. I feel hot. Okay. But these days, you can feel, he's feeling sad. What happens to you? I'm feeling sad. People are using it. Most of the time, I have noticed it also. But remember, feel itself is a non-progressive verb. So don't use it. Don't use it. You can say, I feel cold. I feel hot. Like that. Basically, whenever, I feel a little bit drowsy, all the things. Feel is a non-progressive. It's not a progressive. Make it happen. There is no other things. Smell. I smell something. Taste. It tastes good. It tastes good. Okay. It tastes good. So you can also find it out what exactly you are doing. I am testing. So what do you mean by that? What is the difference? The curry tastes delicious. Let me put it to different words. The curry tastes delicious. And I am tasting the curry. Are you getting any difference? Everybody? The curry tastes delicious. The curry is tasting delicious. Wrong. I am tasting the curry. Let me test it. Let me test. Wow. Yeah. It tastes delicious. Hey, what you are doing? Just give me, just little bit curry. I just want to, I just want to, or I'm trying to test it. I'm trying to test it, or I'm testing it. Wow. Yeah. Right now the curry tastes delicious. Remember, whenever you're trying to hear curry, it becomes taste. You are using am, it is testing. So whenever you are trying to do individually, this is the exception. देखो आपण कहबेनी I am feeling, you can say I feel. I smell, I am smelling, wrong. But here you can say I am tasting, but the curry tastes. You can say the curry tastes very spicy, but you say I am tasting the curry. That's possible. What you are doing? I am tasting the curry. So whenever you are trying to use with a subject like I, you, he, they, she, it, all the things, you can use tasting possible here. But here the curry tastes delicious. It is not tasting delicious. It tastes delicious. So this is the difference. Just check it out. Whenever, look, I am tasting the curry. The curry become the object. This is the subject. This is the helping verb. This is the main verb, and this is called object. Whenever the object become the subject, that time the verb become non-progressive. Let me put it once more. I am tasting the curry. The curry is the object. If you are trying to take it out, it also have a meaning. I am testing. So what I am testing, it doesn't know. I don't want to inform it. But the testing, I am testing the curry. But curry ta ko mo subject kar deli. The curry tastes delicious. So whenever the object become the subject, it becomes taste, become non-progressive verb. In other way, it is a progressive verb. Now this is clear, everybody? Yes or no? Ask me of any doubt, please. Everybody, please. Are you getting my point? Muktikant sir, Susan sir, Bhavani sir, everybody, Dev sir, Satyabrat sir. Bhavani sir, can you hear me? Okay. Everybody, Ashish sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So right now, let me take you the next one. Something called sound. Look, sound is itself sound. Sound is itself is an American word. It's an American word. Okay. It's very important to understand how it is used in a sentence. Right? Suppose आपण मते गोटे स्टोरी कहले, right? So आमे जेतले आमे एक्सप्रेस करूछंती मु कहबी जेटा मते बहुत बढ़िया लागिला, right? I love it. It is interesting. Suppose आपण एमती गोटे स्टेटमेंट देबे. Suppose भाबंतु लाइक नो सुधीर सर से तुम गोटे कथाटा होतले एंड मो कथाटा सर को भल लागिला. तो सर केमती कह सर इट इज इंटरेस्टिंग. It was interesting or it is interesting. This is something called British English. That's how the people of Britain speak or give opinion, air their view. Wow, it's interesting. It's boring. Oh, it is dangerous. You give a lot of opinion like this. ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକଟେ ଲାଇକ୍ नो କିଛି ପ୍ରିକସନ ନ ନେଇକି ସେ କରେଣ୍ଟ କାମ କରୁଛି ଲାଇକ୍ नो ଇଲେକ୍ଟ୍ରିସିଟି କାମ କରୁଛି ଆପଣ କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଟା ବହୁତ ଡେଞ୍ଜରସ୍ କାମ କରୁଛି ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଭେରି ଡେଞ୍ଜରସ୍ यार why are you putting like this why not wearing gloves and other things so this is something it is interesting it is boring it is dangerous right ଆପଣ କରିକୁ ଟେଷ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଲାଇକ୍ नो it is delicious it was a towering six all the things so like that you are starting with it was right but the British this is called British English I put it as B. Do you know how the American people say this one? It sounds interesting. This is called American English. So if I'll ask you how is the class, it sounds good. It was good. Okay, British English. But the moment you are using it sounds good. Suppose I told you a story of my childhood. You can say, sir, it sounds crazy. It sounds good. It sounds something like that. Or it sounds, I mean, like, no, this incident happens to me and it was a very dangerous task. Oh, British Britain oh my God, it was really dangerous, yeah. It was really dangerous. But in American English, you are supposed to say like this. It sounds dangerous. It sounds dangerous. So this is why this is completely an American talk. Whatever the things you are going to say. Suppose after the class is over, if I'll ask Jadab sir, Devjani ma'am, Prakash sir, Sudesh sir, Sisira sir, Bhavani sir, everybody, sir, how was the class? The class was wonderful, sir. The class was good. The class was the best. Like that, you are putting statement like this. But if you're trying to say the same statement using American word, you can say it sounds interesting. It sounds good. It it was, it was boring. It sounds boring, sir. I don't understand things like that. So sounds is something called you are supposed to use as a non-progressive verb using American English. ମୁଁ already ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଛି ବାରମ୍ବାର କହୁଛି ଦୁଇଟା ଇଂଲିଶ ଆପଣ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି. You are learning two English. One is called American English, other is called British English. Okay. So this is all about the sense verb. Now this is clear, everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about the second one. This is the first one mu kahideli. The second one is something called emotional stage. There is something called emotional states also. What is the emotional stage? Emotion, out of emotion, just like love, like. Frequent you are using. Okay. You cannot say, suppose you know ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଛୁଆକୁ ଆପଣ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ପାଆନ୍ତି. ଯଦି ସେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ କରୁଛି ମାମା କିବା do you love me? Yes, I love you. ଆପଣ କୋଉଠି ଶୁଣୁଛନ୍ତି I am loving you? That's a wrong statement because it's an emotional statement. You out of emotion you are trying to say something. I like sweets. You cannot say I am liking sweets. No. Non-progressive verb, emotional state. It's all about your emotion. Like and love are coming out of emotion. It's called emotive verbs or emotional verbs. So whenever you're emotional, you say love or like some things. Okay. So basically, these two verbs don't take ing verb. You can say I love you or like it. I love you or I like it. You cannot say I am loving you, which is absolute wrong. It doesn't have any meaning at all. I am seeing you. That means I am in love with you. But here, if you say I'm loving you, it doesn't have any meaning at all. I like it. I like sweets. I like it. Wow. Do you like it? Yeah, of course, I like it. Okay. You can say, yes, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. No, absolutely not. You cannot use it. So this is something called emotional state. Now this is clear to everybody? Clear?
Yes,
Yes or
sir.
no? Okay. So there are some other verbs are there. There are some other verbs. It take another class also. Better we can continue the next class. Okay. There's some other verbs. I'm not feeling. I don't feel good today also because of some extra pressure today. So anyway, right now, do you understand the exact meaning of non-progressive and how they are used? This is a part only 70% we have covered. Another 30 to 40% is still there that we are going to continue tomorrow also. And after that, other vowel forms I'm going to tell you. Okay. So right now it is clear to everybody. Do you understand it or you have any problems? You can ask me right away.